Paul and Sophia were a couple everyone admired. Their wedding day was a picture of joy, filled with laughter and dancing. Paul was kind, responsible, and gentle, a man who seemed to embody every quality Sophia desired in a partner. Together, they built a life filled with dreams and two beautiful children. But life, as Sophia came to learn, doesn't always follow a fairy tale script. Their marriage faced its first real challenge when Paul chose a different path, literally. While Sophia stayed in the rural town to manage her small business and care for the children, Paul moved to the city. He claimed he couldn't stand the rural lifestyle. His visits became occasional, and their once close bond began to feel distant. At first, Sophia told herself it was a small sacrifice for the sake of their family. "Paul loves me," she assured herself. "He's just chasing his dreams." But loneliness soon crept into the spaces Paul left behind. One sleepless night, Sophia found herself scrolling aimlessly through her phone. She stumbled upon a platform where people shared their marital struggles anonymously and sought advice. Intrigued, she read post after post, finding solace in the words of strangers. But as she scrolled, questions began to stir in her mind. Was her own marriage as strong as she wanted to believe? She hesitated, then created an account and began typing. "Paul is a good husband. He's responsible and loves his kids, but he doesn't show affection the way I need. I feel invisible in my own marriage. Is it wrong to want more?" Sophia posted the message and turned off her phone. She wasn't sure what she expected, but the act of sharing her feelings brought a strange sense of relief. During one of Paul's rare visits to the rural home, he left his phone behind while running an errand. The device sat on the table, a silent invitation. Sophia stared at it, her heart battling her conscience. "I shouldn't invade his privacy," she whispered to herself. But something urged her on. When she unlocked the phone, her world tilted. Conversations with multiple women filled the screen. Flirty messages, declarations of affection, and even promises of undying love. One message caught her attention, a confession from Paul about being caught in the rain for love. Sophia froze. She remembered that day vividly. Paul had claimed he was out in the rain for her to buy fuel for the generator. Now, she realized his words had been for someone else. When Paul returned, Sophia confronted him, holding nothing back. "Who are these women?" she demanded, her voice shaking. "What are these messages?" Paul stammered, his face pale. "Sophia, it's not what you think. They mean nothing to me. I was just chatting. I'm sorry." Sophia didn't believe him. She called a family meeting, hoping for support. But instead, she found herself surrounded by pleas for forgiveness. For the sake of their children and their plans to move to the UK, she reluctantly agreed to give Paul another
chance. Their move to the UK felt like a new chapter. For a time, Paul seemed different, more attentive, more present. Sophia allowed herself to hope. She smiled as she cooked dinner one evening, watching Paul play with their children. But her smile faded when she noticed him texting on his phone, his back turned to her. Why does he always hide his screen, she wondered. Her suspicion, once dormant, began to stir again. One night, while Paul slept, Sophia's curiosity got the better of her. She reached for his phone and unlocked it. Her heart sank as she discovered the truth. Paul hadn't stopped talking to the women, he had merely saved their numbers under new names. The messages were even more intimate than before. One exchange burned into her mind, "You're the one who truly understands me." Sophia sat in the dark, her hands trembling as tears rolled down her face. Overwhelmed by pain and betrayal, Sophia returned to the platform where she had once shared her thoughts. She typed her message with shaking fingers, "My husband betrayed me again. We moved to the UK for a fresh start, but he hasn't changed. He still gives other women the love I begged for. I'm tired. Should I stay for the children or leave for my peace?" As she hit post, a strange calm washed over her. She didn't have the answers yet, but sharing her story felt like a step forward. The following morning, Sophia walked to a nearby park, letting the crisp air clear her thoughts. She thought about her children, their dreams, and the promises she and Paul had made. But most of all, she thought about herself. Her marriage was a crossroads, and the choice before her was heavy. Sophia's journey is far from over. Caught between her love for Paul, her devotion to her children, and her own need for happiness, she seeks advice and strength to make the decision that will shape her future. Sophia's story doesn't end here. She is still searching for answers, balancing her love for her children, her pain from Paul's betrayal, and her hope for a brighter future. Her journey is one of resilience and courage, a reminder that sometimes, the hardest decisions are the ones that shape who we become. What would you do if you were Sophia? Share your thoughts.